Okay guys, so we're walking in an orange grove. What? A snake? We're walking in an orange grove at night. Why? Because we came to Jada's friend Dean's birthday party and we all ate too much, so we have to exercise. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light onto my path.
You're watching the Bare Pantry Show.
It's like we're going to a damn funeral.
Oh yeah, we're walking to the grave plot. It does feel like that.
Right?
You see that vibe, but we're not going uphill at least.
Yeah. You guys, we're over there walking in the dark. Why did Dean wait for it to get so dark to take us on the tour of the orchard, right? Now, we've been on the tour several times, but we've ridden on the golf cart. But today, Dean took all the people that he invited, well, not the family members, because they already know what the property looks like. He took us on a tour of the 5 acres. It's a citrus orchard, and this is Dean's grandmother's place. By the way, shh, don't tell grandma nothing. But the veranda with the 2 chairs, the pretty white chairs, that's what I'm going to use for the back of my cake book, whenever that book's going to be ready, right? So we're taking a tour with this big group, and the main thing that I had to be careful of is not to twist my ankle. So Joshua had his flashlight aiming down at our feet as we walked, and that's why I was singing that song, Thy Word is a Lamp unto my feet, and Matt is just dying from laughter because he goes, why are you singing hymnals? Did somebody die? Anyways, let's rewind and go back to when we arrived at the party.
So you got this is one in the front here.
Hi, Dad.
Nobody say anything.
Folks, this is Dean party, birthday party.
So Jada actually went, well, Jada and Matt are best friends.
And this is Dean's uncle.
Dean's uncle.
Uncle.
Grandmother.
Dean's uncle.
Grandmother.
And grandmother. And so the party is hitting.
Your plate has nothing in it, boo. My plate is big.
You get the chicken?
I think I agree on my belly. Look.
I wish you the best of luck tonight.
Chips, pizza. You can have that. So you got everything. You got over here. Let's see what they got here. Ice. You got everything.
Very nice to meet you. I'm going home.
You going home already? Nice to meet you too. Were you the one with your phone over there?
Yes.
All right.
Because he goes that way.
All right, ready? 1, 2,
3.
Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday, dear Nino. Happy birthday to you.
Woo! No, the flower. Oh, a whole Doberman? It was a great assortment of food, guys. I love that we could build tacos out of whatever was there. So they had the chicken, the beef, Mexican rice, refried beans, salsa, guac, corn tortilla, and corn chips. And they also had enchiladas that was already made off. So as you can see, my plate was pretty big, but all I could eat was 2 tacos out of the stuff that was on my plate, and also like 2 bites of the enchiladas, because I was afraid to eat that because it had cheese in it. You guys know I'm lactose intolerant, or maybe you don't know. Hey guys, if you're new to this page, my name is Barbara, and my mission in life is to teach people how to cook. Why? Because I feel like if you know how to cook, you can change your wealth and your health. Like for instance, if I had that party and I made all that food, it would have been way cheaper than what Dean paid to buy the food, right? And health, because then I wouldn't put MSG in the food and other bad things, because the food was loaded with MSG. I had some effects the next day. This is the next day. I'm doing better. So anyways, Dean had 2 burnt cakes at the party too, a red velvet and a chocolate. I didn't eat any of that. I ate the cookies that I took because Dean asked me to bring my chocolate chip cookies, and I made 2 different batches. One was like thicker and more pretty. Remember the last video that I put up comparing the Costco cookies to my homemade cookies? That was the first batch, and I just wrapped those individually for people to take home, and then I made another batch the next day, and they were thick and big and just beautiful. And I made that dip that I spoke about in that last video. If you haven't seen that video, look up in the cards. I think the card, I don't remember which hand which finger to point with, but I'll have the video about the cookies up in the cards, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I made that dip for the cookie. All right, I didn't even know there was such a thing, a cookie dip. So let's take a look at how I made this cookie dip. So it uses cream cheese, and I'm using Philadelphia cream cheese, and this is a whole package, 8 ounces. Let me dump it into my bowl, and then a stick of butter. And the person I got this recipe from didn't put the ingredients, so I had to eyeball it to know what it was. Okay, so I'm just creaming it before I add one of the other ingredients, which is going to be ½ a cup of light brown sugar, tightly packed. Blend it in real well. Let me move my vanilla out the way before I drop it and break it. Scraping down the bowl, and this you can add chocolate chip cookies in this, but I'm not going to add that because the cookies already have chocolate chips. So you saw that I put some heavy cream, like a tablespoon, and then a little bit of the vanilla, and then powdered sugar, 1 cup. Okay, and you're going to put more heavy cream as needed to make this be dippable. So let's check. See. You guys, that thing was so good. It tasted like a cream cheese frosting that would go in between the layers of a cake. I don't think it could go on top if I'm gonna make it that thin to make it be a dip, but that's what it tasted like. Everybody loved it. I put it in a dish where, you know, you would put chips and dip in the middle, but that dip was in the middle and all the cookies were around, the big fat cookies were around. And when I walked in with it, Dean said, let me go put it at the table with all my friends first so they can dive in, because he wanted to impress them. They had never seen a cookie dip before, just like me. I didn't know that existed till I saw that was trending a little while back. And what they did, some of them just dipped in there once and ate their cookie, but because they didn't want to double dip, they took it and they spread a thin layer on top of the cookie, kind of like a frosting. That stupid rooster, my God, why does it always choose for when I'm out here? I don't care what time of the day I'm out here, that rooster is yelling. All right, so we left pretty late. I think we left closer to 10 o'clock. We got there like at what, 6 o'clock in the evening. So we left at 10. So we stayed past our 3 hours that Joe and I like to stay for parties, and that's because Josh was there and he was having a great time. Jory and Esther and Mabel was invited, were invited too, but Esther had to work, so Jory didn't want to go. We had a wonderful time. I'm so grateful to have been invited, so honored to have been invited to Dean's birthday party / graduation. Met the grandma for the first time, because Jada spends a lot of time over there. I'm like, the grandma gonna turn the broom up on you, girl. If you believe, and you know what I mean. But the grandma was actually so nice, and she was asking me about my cookbooks, because I always send bake stuff over there when I, you know, make stuff. And so I was able to gift her with one each of the 3 cookbooks that I sell from my website. Shameless plug at this point. Did you guys know that I'm selling my cookbooks? I have 5, well, why 10? 5 cookbooks that I'm selling. 3 from my own website. The first one is my Belizean cookbook, Beans and Rice Volume 2, and I named it that because you guys know, for the people who follow me, that I had my first cookbook on Amazon, and that distributor was ripping me off for 12 years. Finally, that book is taken down, so that's why I redid a cookbook to sell at Amazon, and it's just 65 of the recipes from this book, from Beans and Rice Volume 2. So if you have this book and you don't want to buy my book at Amazon, that's okay, because it's just 65 of the best recipes I picked, and I put pictures alongside everything. But what I did too was straighten up any of the recipes if I could make them more clear. You know what I mean? Like the method. Especially if I learned a tip or a trick, I put it in that. Maybe you want to buy that book at Amazon. I'm just saying. That's how you can sponsor the show, right? Then this next book, The Pantry Laid Bare, is just, I think, 111 of the best things that I've learned how to do on my show. And they're like stuff that you're going to get at a restaurant, but I say better than restaurant quality meals at home, because they taste better than going to the restaurant, I promise you. Then this one, No More Leftovers, somebody had asked me to make a book with just less, you know, cut the recipes in half or quarter or maybe a third, because they're single, you know, after the pandemic a lot of people lost loved ones, and then it's just them and their boo, or just them alone. And so if you want, I did a lot of recipes from the first 2 books, and then I added new recipes to it, but they're all the small batch of whatever the recipes are. And then of course at Amazon I'm selling my Belizean cookbook that I just mentioned with the 65 recipes with photos alongside them, and I'm selling my bread book. All right, so a bunch of books. That's my product, guys. I'm not selling spices like other people, or pots and pans and caps and mugs and t-shirts and hoodies. I'm not selling that type of merch. I'm selling my cookbooks. All right, so if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up for me, and the next video that you see me upload is gonna be about my birthday, because yes, I'm having a birthday. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
This is the Bare Pantry Show.